Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
An evolving thing?
Yes.
Every day something new? Just when you think you've got all of your desire figured out, something else happens that hatches a new one. You are coming to understand that you are eternally discovering new desire, and that's why you are eternal beings. And that sounds really good to you, yes? Not so much. Well, desire that you believe is fresh and sweet and delicious, but desire that you doubt, not so much. When you desire something and you have memory of not success about it, sometimes your memory or your belief, which is just a thought you keep thinking, it's just an active vibration that you have kept active, by the way. In other words, vibrations don't just stay active in your experience without your attention to them. So old beliefs don't affect you. It's current beliefs. So if you say, oh, it's just an old belief that's still bothering me, we say it's an old belief and it may very well still be bothering you, but it's not as old as you think it is, because if it's active, you're keeping it active by your attention to it. It's a really nice thing to acknowledge that you get to decide what beliefs you keep active. A lot of our physical friends think that anything that is fact or truth, or in many cases anything that happened, is therefore valid, it's reality, it's truth, and therefore it should be kept active. So a lot of humanity keeps a lot of things active that does not serve them. Esther argued with us quite a bit in the beginning, but it's true. She would say, it's true. It's true. And we said to her, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we wouldn't let the truth of something be our criteria about whether we kept it active in our vibration, and therefore active in our point of attraction, and therefore current in our life experience. We would keep active the things that we want to replicate through life. But in the beginning, most of our physical friends, that's you don't really get it that you are a vibrational being, and that since you are a vibrational being, and since law of attraction is responding to the vibration of your being, that everything that comes into your experience, that literally everything that you realize, is because you have chosen, either deliberately or by default, to activate and keep activated a vibration long enough that by law of attraction there is enough momentum responding to that active vibration that you are having experiences around it. Most people just think stuff happens. But there is nothing that is happening apart from your vibration or from law of attraction's response to your vibration. You are source energy in physical bodies, and most of our physical friends don't really get that either. You think that source is outside of you and that you are being tested, or that you are separated from it in some way. And to some extent, you have caused some separation between you and that which is source. That's what all negative emotion is. But it's all done by you. It's never done by source. Source is never withholding from you, but always focused to you, surrounding you with attention of appreciation and acknowledgement and unspeakable love, which you are in any moment in time vibrationally allowing through your crack of least resistance, or disallowing through your guardedness or your defensiveness or your justificationness, through your observation in many cases of things that hold you in a vibration that causes you to accomplish a vibrational condition that keeps you from experiencing this love that is being flowed to you at all times. We're on the brink of really explaining in the most easy to understand verbiage ever what unconditional love really is. So you were source energy before you came into this physical body. And a part of you came into this physical body where you've been exploring. And as you explore the environment in which you live, you are coming to personal preferences about what you prefer. When someone's rude to you, you prefer that they be nicer. When you're rude, you prefer that you be nicer. When you are loving, it feels so good. When you are doing something less than loving, it doesn't feel so good. So through life experience, you are sifting and sorting, and you are coming to many clarifications about what you prefer. Really, in many cases, extensions or furthering of preferences from that you were born knowing. So you're launching these rockets of desire. And as you launch these rockets of desire, the larger part of you becomes that evolved version of you. And then all day, every day, you have the opportunity to get up to speed or stay up to speed with the evolution of your desire or the expansion of that which is you or not. And the emotions that you feel are your indication of both your expansion and your keeping up with it. So we've been talking to you about this for quite a while, and many of you have been hearing the variety of explanations that we've been offering you. But these days, the thing that we want to emphasize to you in such clarity and such consistency that you can't miss it is that you stand in your waking state offering a vibration, and all of that equals your point of attraction. And everything that happens in your life experience is because of that vibrational countenance. Esther has been asking us, what word is best to describe this? Because it's this atmosphere that surrounds you. It's this vibrational atmosphere that you generate by the thoughts you think. So if you're ornery, you've got an ornery atmosphere going on. Esther says, is it atmosphere? Is it climate? Is it the petri dish? Is it a condition? We say it doesn't matter what word you give it. You are creating an atmosphere around yourself that is allowing of the unconditional love that Source is offering you, or disallowing of the unconditional love that Source is offering you. And by the way, it's not just unconditional love that Source is offering you. It's unconditional prosperity and unconditional clarity and unconditional vitality. It is unconditional well-being, being flooded to you and through you and all around you. The question is, what have you got going on with your vibrational environment? In other words, what have you been thinking about? What drums have you been beating? What have you been worrying about or appreciating? What has been the attention of your focus? What are you doing with your thoughts that is causing you to generate a vibrational climate that is letting in this unconditional love? Or, and here it is, or are you looking at conditions that are causing you to create a condition that is disallowing the unconditional love from flowing? Now we know there was a lot of conditions we throw at you just then. But can you get it? Are you getting the sense of what we're talking about? So all day, every day, you are moving around in your world, in your life, in your mind, speaking your words, observing the things that you're observing. And as you're doing that, the activation that is present within you is allowing other things to come to you. Thoughts, experiences, people, conditions, circumstances, events, everything that happens in your world. The traffic that surrounds you, the way you're treated at the front desk of a hotel, the way your friends are relating to you, the way the people that you don't even know are relating to you. Everyone is relating to you in response to this vibrational atmosphere that you have created and that you are keeping active. The question is, are you keeping it active purposefully or by default? And for most people, it's by default because you are letting yourself, we just love telling you this, be responsive to conditions that are out there rather than to the unconditioned that is within here. Rather than letting Source just love you unconditionally, you say, but, it wasn't my fault. That's the condition of that negative tirade, or that's the condition of my financial collapse, or that's the reason, that's the justification. And we say, we want, in these hours that we are together here today, to help you at least make a decision to want to be a person in your body, in your world, responding to a vibrational atmosphere that you are honing, that you are creating, that you are aware of, that you are doing something about, rather than knee-jerk responding to that condition and that condition and that condition. We see our primary value in holding our awareness of you so keenly that it's hard for you to find conditions that are other than the way we see you. Oh, you'll try. You are very practiced at that. But we're going to have a really good day. Nothing is off limits. We encourage you to talk about anything you want. We'll shut you down. We'll wipe you out. We'll give you trouble. We'll have lots of fun. But most of all, we will help you to understand what you're doing about your point of attraction and why things are happening as they are. Once you get a handle on this law of attraction thing, and once you get a handle on your practiced ability to offer vibrational frequencies on purpose, frequencies that are matched by all that is, once you get a handle on that, you will not understand how to live happily ever after. You will understand every single thing that you witness in the world around you. You will understand what's perpetuating that. Because law of attraction is this powerful law that most of all speaks about momentum. Because when you give your attention to something and you hold your attention there for just a little while, law of attraction will bring more to it and more to it and more to it. So the momentum will expand, wanted or not. Isn't it nice that you get to choose? We just want to insert something briefly at the beginning here, and we'll talk about it more as we are moving forward. And that is momentum that is going in the direction of what you are wanting, which means it feels good when you're focused upon it, is momentum that you want to encourage. So you want to keep beating the drum of that. We call those rampages of appreciation once they really get going. But momentum on a subject that feels uncomfortable when you first begin it, momentum when it's happening around subjects that are not pleasing, it's much better to stop that in the earliest possible stage. You understand about momentum. Best example, we give it to you every time. Esther could not believe the San Francisco hills. She couldn't believe it. She could not believe that cars were actually negotiating that climb. She could hardly walk up the hill. Imagine yourself at the top of one of those hills, and you've decided to just find out about momentum. So you release your parking brake, you take your car out of gear, and you just get behind it and you just nudge it just a little bit, and it begins to move ever so slightly. Now, if you realize what's about to happen, because laws are consistent, you come to your senses and you step right out in front of that car and you let it bump up against you because there's hardly any momentum, and it stops and all is well. But you would not want to be at the bottom of that hill trying to stop that momentum. So sometimes it's like you say to us, Abraham, I have jumped out of an airplane and I do not have a parachute. What do you suggest that I do now? And we say, we love you so much. Hang on, it will be over in a little bit. Because that kind of momentum is pretty sure. So we're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. And it is our desire to help you speed momentum when it is something that you want and slow momentum when it is something that you don't. And you'll notice that that is consistently what we do. We think that you should feel as happy as you can stand.